The modern man tutorials. Men versus males, right? The difference between a man and a male, because it's very important to have a distinction, right? To be able to way to separate the good guys from the bad guys, right? No matter how many times we tell the ladies, you know, don't pick the fuck boys, don't pick the bad boys, right? No matter how much times we say it over and over again, they still do. And then they have the audacity to say when those bad boys act bad that they're men. Oh, these men ain't shit, men ain't shit, men ain't shit. It's like, no. Those were fuck boys, right? Those were bad boys. We have a different term for them because they're not men. Men wouldn't cheat on you, right? Men wouldn't disrespect you. Men wouldn't treat you bad. Men are the good men. So whenever ladies are like, we're all the good men, that's what you're referring to. You're referring to the guys you don't pick. You're referring to guys who are actually men, guys who are decent human beings. But you keep picking the indecent human beings. You keep picking the shitty guys. And then for a long while I've been wondering why. Why I keep picking the wrong guys for? On purpose. It's deliberately on purpose. Has to be, right? Because they're too obvious that they're the wrong one. It's obvious they're fuckboys. Obviously they're douchebags. But for some reason, ladies keep trying to act like they don't know that these guys are fuckboys. They act like, no, these are men. They were men when I got with them. They just changed. No, they weren't men when you got with them. That's bullshit. They were assholes when you got with them. They were assholes before you got with them. They were assholes during the relationship. They were assholes afterwards. So it's like, no, they weren't men. That's the point. They weren't. Which means something is going on that's literally, and I don't want to believe women, females are dumb, right? That the female species is, have low IQs. I want to believe they're smart. So it's like, there has to be some scientific way to explain why they keep choosing the obvious wrong guys over and over again. I could literally do a science experiment, right? Have a whole bunch of guys that look the same, same height in many different ways. They're virtually the same. They'll be hard to tell them apart, right? But we know their character traits. We know if they're a good guy or a fuckboy, right? Have 10 chicks, take turns, seeing them. They'll be numbered. They'll write down numbers in the order in which they would pick the guy, and then tally it up, or just make it where they just pick one guy out of the lineup, right? And then right, secretly, right, that we get all the numbers from all the ladies and be like, and see who got the most votes. And it wouldn't be surprising that mathematically, consistently, somehow they keep managing to pick the fuckboys, the guys who designate as fuckboys, because they are. Because in real life, they're not about relationships, and they only want to have sex, right? They don't want to settle down and have kids and all that stuff. They don't want to be responsible. They want to be irresponsible. So they already know that they're not quality men. So they know. We guys know. We can tell that when another guy is a good man or a shitty human being, aka fuckboy. We can tell. So we can among ourselves, but for some reason the ladies can't. And they're the ones who are supposed to pick, right? They're the ones supposed to be like, hey, I'm opening my legs to you. So you think they will open their legs to good quality dudes, the good guys, but instead it's always the bad guys, which makes no sense. So it's like, why is it? There has to be a scientific reason for it, right? So the only logical thing is it's their emotions. Emotions cloud logic. Emotions are chemicals, basically drugs. And what happens when you're under the influence of drugs? You don't make good decisions. So when you're drunk, you don't make good decisions. That's why it's not a good idea for females to ever drink alcohol, ever, and definitely never be somewhere where there's a whole bunch of, male species also drunk, also drinking, because you're deliberately just creating artificial version of when y'all, get in y'all feelings and pick the wrong guy. When y'all feel love for a shitty guy. This is why when ladies get drunk, same shit happens. It's only logical. It's only science. So it's like, these are the things that I notice. But anyway, how, you as a guy can tell if you're a man or male, right? If you're, worthy to be titled a man. Because you have to earn the title of be a man. You have to meet these criteria, have the qualifications. Now, these are just like the bare bone standards, right? So the bare bone standards of being a man is having emotional control, not having emotions, not suppressing it, not expressing. The thing is, you should always express your happy emotions, but never your sad emotions, because sad emotions don't help anything. No one wants to see a sad person anyway. No one wants to see a sad man or a sad woman. So expressing sadness is not a good feeling, a good emotion to express. Happiness, your content, good feelings is always okay to express. Right? Expressing compassion and empathy is always a good thing. I'm never against that, but I am against the idea of crying for no reason, especially crying over dumb shit like, oh my God, I dropped this cookie in the floor, let me cry about it. Like, no, don't do that. Situational control, basically control of your life, control of your environment, control of your relationships, control of everything, including the people in your life. That includes your friends, family, right? You're female, right? You're a woman. You hear this a lot. Oh, I don't want a guy who's controlling. Oh my God, he's controlling. That's good. That's leadership right there. He has to be in control. If he's not in control, then everything gets out of control. And if everything's out of control, well, bad things happen when things are out of control. So a man better be in control. If he's not in control, he's wrong. So a man has to be in control of everything, even other people. Discipline, self-discipline, right? Being able to, not say yes to every chick that opens their legs to him. Being able to turn down offers of sex, especially if you're in a relationship. That leads to the next thing, which is loyalty, right? Loyalty doesn't necessarily mean, never having sex with somebody outside of your relationship, for example, which is usually the time you hear the word loyalty is when it comes to the whole sex thing, whole cheating thing. Loyalty is asking for permission to have sex with somebody outside of the relationship, right? As opposed to doing it without their permission. Because if you do it without their permission, that's betrayal, which is the opposite of loyalty. Loyalty is you ask for permission, right? It's better to ask for permission than to ask for forgiveness. Worst case scenario, right? They say no to your request, right? Like I said, loyalty. Then logical. So I'm going through the men's right now, and then I go through the males, which is pretty much just the opposite of everything you hear now. Compromising. Got to be able to compromise. Can't be a person who wants to be selfish and not compromise, and not, try to find a way where everybody wins, where, you bend a little bit and be like, all right, I'll be less strict or less controlling or less this, less that, right? Compromise is important. Sometimes you have to compromise. You get, you get benefits out of compromising, right? Selflessness, right? Being selfless. That's as opposed to being selfish. By default, guys are supposed to be selfless. Females, right? Women, biologically, right? They're supposed to be selfish because they're supposed to, they're supposed to receive what we give them, right? So we're providers, they're takers, right? We provide them resources, they take the resources that we provide. But we're the ones who make the decision on what we're providing, what we're willing to share with them, right? So selflessness, the ability, willing to put yourself in harm's way if need be for somebody else, or give somebody your last dollar, because it will probably greatly help them. You can always use the money, of course, but somebody else probably needs it more, and you're willing to be selfless, right? Protector, right? Not only protecting yourself, but also protecting others, right? That's always a good thing to have as a human being, right? United we stand, divided we fall. So we have to look out for each other and protect one another so we can survive. This whole life, relationships, everything we do in society is about survival. It's about living long enough to grow old and die naturally, instead of dying because of wild animals, or because of the extreme cold or the extreme heat, or because of starvation. This planet literally is trying to kill us on a daily basis. And we as a society, we as a species, are working together to survive. So it'd be stupid to not want to protect one another, because we literally need each other to survive. I mean, God forbid I fall over into a river and people just pull out their phones and just record my death. Like, oh, you motherfuckers. Y'all could at least try to save me. Y'all could hold hands and try to do some type of human chain thing, rope thing, and try to save my ass. Or take your coats off and tie them together and make a fucking rope out of it, like, and try to save you. Like, Jesus Christ, just gonna record my death? Fuck y'all. Anyway, good thing I can swim to a certain degree. And I tend to try to avoid large bodies of water, just to avoid that possibility, just in case. Right? Better safe than sorry. But anyway, protecting, self-defense, defending other people, but also teaching other people to defend themselves. I don't agree with women not knowing how to fight. I mean, they already want to fight, but they're not fully capable of properly fighting. They'll get their ass kicked. So teach them to properly defend themselves. But it's not for the purpose to fight, but the self-defense. So teach them self-defense. Teach them to not get their ass kicked, as opposed to teach them to kick ass. That's what I'm specifically referring to. So, and then being a provider. Now, like I said, there's more than this. This is just, some of the basics to get you guys started on being a man, or knowing what a man is supposed to be, which is these things, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I gave you 9. I could easily probably come up with a 10th one. But you get the idea. Like 9 so far. So the male version, right? What makes a guy a male? What makes him not a man? What makes him not manly, not masculine, not a good guy, right? He's emotional, like a female, right? Lack of control of life, right? He's a bum mostly. He doesn't try to think of ways to improve his life. He's not a problem solver. And, there you go, problem solving. Well, that goes with situational control, but yes, problem solving will be like the 10th thing, right? Problem solving skills. A male is not good at solving problems. He complains about problems. He's like a crybaby. He's just like a female, right? Will point out a problem, but won't have a solution for it. That's how you know he's a male, because he won't have solutions to any of his problems, or any problem at all. He just lets shit get worse instead of trying to make things better. He's unloyal, obviously. If he's a male, he's definitely gonna be a fuckboy. He's definitely not gonna be loyal to other people, to his girl, right? He's a piece of shit, so of course he's gonna be unloyal. Not logical, right? So he's very opinionated. So what makes a male is basically he's somewhat the equivalent of a female, right? The female gender, basically, where it's all emotions, less logic. So a man is more logical than emotional. A male is more emotional than logical. Basically, toxic femininity. A man that acts feminine, in the worst way, not in the best way, of course. Doesn't compromise, obviously. They're too selfish to not to compromise. So, of course, they're not going to compromise. They only care about them winning. They don't care about other people winning. So they care about what benefits them, not what benefits everybody. Then there's selfishness, of course, which is the opposite of selflessness. So they're selfish. Obviously, it's all about them. Screw everybody else. That's how fuckboys are fuckboys, right? They get what they want, which was sex with a chick, and then they leave because they're fuckboys. They're selfish. They don't care about her. They don't care about giving her a relationship. They don't care about protecting her, taking care of her, and the list goes on, right? So then after that is saves himself, right? If they're selfish, clearly they're not going to be a protector. So they're not going to protect nobody but themselves. They're going to always save their own ass, right? And then clearly they're not going to be a provider, which means they're the opposite. What's the opposite of a provider? Is a freeloader. So obviously, so if you're with a guy and all he wants to do is freeload off of you, he has no intention of paying you back or setting it up where he is the one that's providing for you. Instead, he always wants you to pay for everything. He's always expecting you to do everything for him. He's always counting on you to feed him and whatnot, and clothe him and give him purpose, right? And you work hard to take care of him like he's a child. Yeah, that's a male. That's not a man. Of course, if a guy does anything bad, like, any type of criminal, especially of the sexual nature, that automatically puts him to default male. He's not a man. Do not say, oh, look, that man is a rapist. No, he's not. That's not a man. He's just a rapist. He's a male. He's not a man. Oh, he stole that car. That man stole that car. No, a man did not steal a car. It was a male that stole the car. There has to be a very big distinction between man behavior and non-man behavior, aka male behavior. This is why I speak this way. This is why I say men are, awesome, and males are pieces of shit, immature, males, right? They don't know how to be a man because they didn't learn how to be a man. So of course they're gonna do bad shit, fucked up shit. A male essentially is just another way of saying he has the body of a man, right? He has an adult male body, but he has the mind of a child. That's why he's an immature adult male. So you can't put him in the same category as a man like myself. I don't commit crimes. I don't do fucked up shit. I'm loyal. I'm respectful. Especially, if people at least, are not trying to be disrespectful to me, I'm relatively respectful. The list goes on. So that's the thing. To be a man is to be the good things that are listed, right? Emotional control, control of your life and, those around you. So that way good things happen instead of bad things happening, right? Discipline, right? Your ability to not do something that you shouldn't do. Like if you make a promise, you keep it, right? If you're going to exercise to lose weight, you're going to do it, right? Discipline, right? Structure, you follow rules. That's basically discipline. The opposite of that is somebody who doesn't follow rules, who just lets shit happen, right? Like I said, loyal, right? Not necessary that you wouldn't have sex with someone outside of your relationship, for example, when it comes to cheating, but you would ask for permission at least. Kind of tends to come up a lot. And then compromising, of course, making decisions that at least try to benefit everybody. Selfless, right? You're always doing more for others than they are doing for you. You expect less, you give more. You're a protector. You value other people's lives, or safety, I should say. Value other people's safety, a little bit more than yours, but of course you should defend yourself. And then provider, taking care of others. So that's some man stuff. Of course, I'm not going to go through the male stuff. They're all the opposites, and they're all the shitty versions. So anything negative you have to say about the male species, remember to always use the term male, right? Males ain't shit. Males are crap. Fuck these males. I hate males, right? Or fuck boys or Pookie or Paco, whatever, term you want to want to create to separate men from these pieces of shit that look like us but aren't us, because they don't share our qualities. They don't share, our knowledge and experience of how to be a decent human being, which is being, emotionally control of yourself, disciplined, loyal, selfless, protector, provider, all that good stuff. All the stuff that chicks be talking about. Oh, I want a good man. I want a good man. It's like, well, that's what a good man is. All those good things, not all the shitty things where the guy fucks you and leaves you. Right? Gets you pregnant, even though it makes no sense to get a chick pregnant, because it's so easy not to get a chick pregnant. You have to be bad at sex. Literally, you have to be trash at it in order to get a chick pregnant. Makes no sense to get a chick pregnant. That's why I've never got a chick pregnant, because I'm not trash. I don't know how you guys fail with all the porn you guys watch in this world. How do you guys not know what the money shot is, right? Don't know how to pull out at the right time to make sure that when it's time for you to finish, you finish on her face or something. I don't get it. Like, porn literally teaches you how to do that. So you can't say you don't know how to not get a chick pregnant. Porn literally teaches you how not to get them pregnant. And then the list goes on. I'll make another video about stuff like that. Yeah, I should make a video about that.